with me.
Good morning, Gravir.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good. How's it going?
Good, good. I'm Joy Lim Nackern here with Gravir Dinza, and we're just we're doing our segment called "In Case You Missed It." And what did I miss, Gravir? Tell me what I missed. I know I missed a lot on the morning show.
Well, you know what? Okay, so I think a lot of the talk has been about Jamie Foxx, right? Like he's been so mysterious and so hush hush, and nobody knew what's going on with him. Remember, he had that big medical scare when he was filming here in Atlanta, and now he's got this new Netflix special out.
Right.
And I got to tell you, I have a lot of friends on social media that have seen it, that are talking about it. As a matter of fact, one friend of mine, her husband had a very similar medical issue, which we're going to talk about in just a second. And she said, watch this thing. She said, I have to tell you, it made me feel as if I wasn't alone. Like, it's sort of, Jamie Foxx apparently talks about things in this special that she could really relate to. So let's tell you what's going on. Fox, in this special, said that what happened to him when he was filming here in Atlanta was that he had a brain bleed. I mean, really serious stuff. Landed him in the hospital. It turns out he had had a stroke. He was hospitalized. Later, he was flown to Chicago. He underwent rehab, and he goes into a lot of detail about that in this special. So that's the bottom line. I mean, after all this speculation, remember there was all this speculation.
Right.
There were people like, oh, this is just for attention. Did he really have a medical emergency? What's really going on? And you know, how am I going to say this? I sort of wish that he had just come right out and talked about it after it happened. But after hearing from other friends on social media, sometimes it is difficult to open up about something this serious, so personal. You don't know how it's going to turn out. You know, strokes, that's serious stuff.
Yeah, and
right?
I understand his family tried to shield him from the public because, you know, when you have a stroke, and I've shared with you, my mother has been going through this. She's had a couple of mini strokes in the last 6 weeks, and it's so scary. But what maybe not everyone understands is it affects your speech, it affects your walking, all of that. And so he probably was just not in a state to even talk about what happened.
Right. And as a loved one, you know, a daughter of someone who has had these mini strokes, it's a scary time. You don't know what impact it's going to have on their mental, you know, capacity. Will they be able to work again, right? So maybe Jamie Foxx was thinking about his career and all those other things. Bottom line, I think he was probably trying to take care of himself, putting himself, his health first. And, you know, when you're in the public eye and people talk about you, which they do, sometimes you got to suck that up, right? So he's probably sitting there going, I'm listening to all this garbage about me. I'm listening to all these people speculating about what happened to me, and I'm not ready to talk about it. But he absolutely talks about it in this Netflix special. So if you get a chance to check it out, check it out.
I appreciate that, and I'm going to tell my mom to check it out.
Yeah, I think she probably would appreciate that as well. Let's talk about something a little more fun. Are you a Trader Joe's gal?
I do. I love Trader Joe's.
You do?
I love Trader Joe's.
So there's never been, so Trader Joe's to me seems like it's always in more urban areas. Like,
that's so true.
Right?
It is.
And so since I live out in Cherokee County, not that it's,
and I live out,
you're not very far from me.
You, right? Horse country.
It's kind of a, people go, oh, it's out in the country. Not anymore. It's really suburbia these days, but still there has not been a Trader Joe's. That is about to change. Drum roll, please. And it's not too far from you either, Joy.
I'm excited.
So this Friday, December 13th,
Which
there's...
is my birthday, Gravir.
What, December 13th?
Yes.
So Friday the 13th is your birthday?
Yes.
Well, it's going to be a lucky day.
And you're telling me I get a Trader Joe's for my birthday?
You get a Trader Joe's for your birthday, and it is going to open inside the Halcyon development, which is up in Forsyth County. So really, you know what, Joy, if you're on Georgia 400, take the McFarland Road exit, right?
Okay.
So if you go left, if you're taking 400 north, if you go left, you're going to end up in Alpharetta. If you go right, it kind of takes you out toward Old Alabama Road and kind of that area, and that's where the Halcyon is. And so Trader Joe's opening up at the Halcyon this Friday, December 13th, and this is going to be the 8th Trader Joe's location in Metro Atlanta. So we finally have one up our way.
I'm excited about
Right?
this,
So that
Gravir.
will be good.
Yeah.
Have you gone out and checked out holiday lights yet?
I haven't.
It is one of
And
our
it's
favorite
so
things to do.
pretty.
So the girls and I usually like drive around, our neighborhood or other neighborhoods because some people go all out. Check this out. This is the light show at Dixie Speedway, which is awesome. And Atlanta News First is really proud to partner with them this year for this incredible experience. The cool thing is that you can pile a bunch of people into one car and go check out the magic of lights, right? It's $23.50. Not even $23.99.
No,
It's $23.50. So it's per car. And just get your tickets because it's open right now at Dixie Speedway. This is a look at it from the road tracker that went out there and checked it out.
Oh my
So
goodness, it's so beautiful.
it'll get you in the holiday spirit for sure.
Yeah, and then you could pack a whole bunch of people in one car.
You absolutely can, especially if you have an SUV, right?
I mean, don't put too many people. That could be a problem.
But Christmas is only a couple of weeks away. So if you haven't, if you're kind of feeling like, I'm not really in the holiday spirit, just go check this out because I think it'll be really great.
Beautiful,
right?
It's so pretty. It really is.
So that's in case you missed it. All the info you need to know.
I love it. So we've got Trader Joe's, we've got holiday lights. There's a lot to look forward to.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Gervier.
You bet.
All right. Okay, so let's talk about. This isn't as fun to talk about, but let's talk about when you get traffic tickets because it happens. I know it's happened to me, and you got to go to court. Well, that's the magistrate court generally that handles those types of issues, those type of legal issues, and now there's a call to boost funding for the Fulton County Magistrate Court because they handle typically the smaller issues. Atlanta News First, Yasmina Olson spoke to an advocate who says that underfunding these courts really hurts communities.
Any delay in a court proceeding causes damage.
Damage that Sherry B. Williams says often impacts Fulton County's underserved and Black communities. A lack of funding for the magistrate court is a major concern for advocates like Williams. She says a lack of staff leads to less cases being heard per day and longer wait times for someone to get their day in court.
When you have an issue for the magistrate court, why should you have to wait? Because the courts are backed up.
The magistrate court handles civil and criminal matters, including landlord-tenant actions, what Williams calls critical, especially in the current housing climate and especially for certain communities.
We're talking about Southwest Atlanta. We're talking about Hamilton Road. There are more apartment complexes and senior residents in this corridor than I can count.
Being able to hire more staff is one of the main focuses, per Williams, who is encouraging residents to push the county commission. Currently, commissioners are considering a proposed 2025 budget. In a statement in part, the county says it must carefully balance the needs of each agency against the needs of the organization as a whole, while also considering the needs of taxpayers.
A speedy trial is important. So when people have landlord-tenant disputes, that's immediate. That will eliminate homelessness, that will eliminate people living out of their cars if they can get a speedy answer.
Yasmina Alston, Atlanta News First.
And also making headlines, there's a new push to pass an online safety bill that has been stuck in the House of Representatives. It is called the Kids Online Safety Act, and it would put a series of new measures in place. Washington correspondent Stetson Miller spoke to parents who support this bill.
People here called on House Speaker Mike Johnson to get the Kids Online Safety Act passed so there are new guardrails in place on the internet for children.
We can't afford to wait any longer. The time is now.
Parents and children making an urgent plea to congressional lawmakers on Tuesday, asking them to pass sweeping internet safety legislation called the Kids Online Safety Act.
What children are exposed to, it's like the wild, wild west. There's just not a lot of regulation. It's been more than 25 years. And so these kids are being exposed to things that their naive young minds probably should not ever be exposed to.
The bill would put a series of new measures in place on the web, including creating a duty of care for social media companies to protect children from eating disorders, sexual exploitation, and promotion of suicide. It passed in the Senate over the summer, but has stalled in the House because of concerns that it may censor conservative voices. Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson spoke out about it Tuesday, saying he's very passionate about protecting kids online and is optimistic that it could be passed soon, but he wants to get it right.
I think all of us, 100% of us, support the principle behind it, but you got to get this one right. When you're dealing with the regulation of free speech, you can't go too far and have it be overbroad, but you want to achieve those objectives.
In Washington, I'm Stetson Miller.
And more on that and all of our top stories on AtlantaNewsFirst.com, also by downloading our free mobile news app. For now, back to Local News Live.